Hello, Connective. Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Subscribe, comment, and like without smashing anything, and let's get into this energy. So this is a collective reading for Leo. Leo, I did your reading last month with everybody else's readings, and a leprechaun stole that thing and threw it underneath a rainbow. So we're going to reshoot and figure out what's going on here. I've already pulled some cards for you. I pulled, well, we did the jumpers, but I got an overall energy from the Akashic Tarot deck, and then I got some supporting energy from the Akashic Tarot deck, and then I got an overall energy card from the Spiritual Awakening deck, and then I got a supportive energy from the Spiritual Awakening deck. So as soon as we get these cards from the Energy Oracle to come out, I'll show you what I've got here on the table so far. Your overall energy looks like it might be a relationship, someone coming in. It does not look like you. We'll find out. It could be you, but I'm not, to be honest with you right now, before any other cards come out, Leo, it looks like it could be you being resistant to a relationship coming in. It doesn't have to be love, or it doesn't have to be like romance. It could be any kind of relationship. It could be like something of a soulmate that's supposed to teach you a lesson in life. Maybe something that doesn't sound that much fun to you, and that's why you're resistant. Not 100% yet. Let's see what else comes out in these cards to kind of highlight that. But yeah, right now, these cards, when I show you these cards, this Akashic card, this King of Forces is showing up. This looks like someone who's coming towards you. So let me just do one more pass. Okay. You have the crown on the table. All right. Let's see what's going on. Great. All right. So we have 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. So we have our crown chakra on the table. We have man holding a heart. We have Goddess of the Moon. And we have hostilities. And all tied up. So the first thing that I see here, Leo, is, so yeah, we went through those first, but let's take a look at our King of Forces here. So this person is like a person with integrity. This is a person who's like quietly powerful, right? Somebody who actually knows, their own power. They have, positive energy, good intentions. This is someone who's supportive, right? This is the overall energy. This is the person that I say is coming towards you. Again, this could be you. If you identify with this card and this is your reading, this could be you. Then we also have the law of immortality, right? Which says time is only of the essence for your full expression. Time is only of the essence for your full expression, okay? So the law of immortality. Right. So how I'm kind of looking at this card with this other card, these two cards together, is this immortality, that the implications of the immortality of the relationship that you're pushing away. Okay. Again, we have this on the table, so we'll have to get back to that and figure out why that is. And I'm also picking up Goddess of the Moon as like something you don't see. So maybe we can get into that, see what's going on there, right? So then for the supported energies of this reading from the Akashic deck, we have the Sands of Time. Now, what's really interesting is this card came out first, right? Because I pulled the Akashic, well, we did jumpers, and then I did the Spiritual Awakening. So this was the Six of Scrolls, which is the Sands of Time, which is time is of the essence, right? And then this card comes out, the Law of Immortality. Time is only of the essence for your full expression. So supportive energy, but this overlying energy is more talking about your actual immortality. It's talking about your spirit. It's talking about how the reason why, how do they put it? Like, there's no death because your spirit is never ending, kind of thing. Didn't quite say it like that, but it was basically like you're never ending energy because you're always in spirit, kind of thing. Like even when you're in your body, you're in spirit. So your immortality, the immortality side of you, right? But like I said, with these two cards together, I'm picking up like relationship and the immortality, the implications of the immortality of the love of the relationship. So we'll get into that again. We're going to pull some more cards, but I also have this add some card. And this add some card has a few different kind of meanings to it, because add some has a few different kind of meanings to it. The book talks about being like distracted and like coming back to, you know, what basically like time to get back to work kind of thing. That's the sands of time. But then also with the add some, it's like I've been distracted and now I need to go back to work kind of thing. But the add some card itself is actually, it's kind of like, what that's a reminder that spirit is always there for you, and it's almost kind of like an I am, or I am here card kind of thing. So it's again like kind of like your immortality, but also the support that you have behind you. I'm getting two meanings off of that. And then the law of allowing. Stop trying to fix, change, or control anyone. So stop, fix, change, control, maybe. I mean, that might be what you might be almost out of time about, but also this is the like I want to say allowing of this relationship here, this immortal relationship that we might be either suppressing or denying. By denying, I mean it's either there and you're not acknowledging it, or you're just not even acknowledging that it exists, that it's a thing, right? Whoops, what's trying to get away? Oh, the hostilities card. We should let him go. So we have a crown chakra. A lot of times we are trying to get like somewhat enlightened when we're dealing with our crown chakra. We want to get, you know, enlightened through our crown chakra, for lack of better words. I mean, we're also paying attention to other chakras, I always say, but crown chakra is on the table, you know, and again, we also have this king. So it kind of tells me that even if this isn't you and someone's moving towards you as the king, like there's a possibility that you're just a vibrational match, or you're just an energetic match, or you're just a match in general for this person. Like this whole idea of this immortality, like you're just a match, you get it, right? You know what it's like to be there for that person. You know what it's like when it's time to move. You know what it's like when it's time to allow, kind of thing. You just don't know maybe what's coming or who's coming. It's a possibility. We're not sure what this card is yet. But we do know that this person comes with good intentions, and this person is solid anyway. So now we just have this double confirmation of the fact that this is a good person who is bringing their heart with them. I don't know why we're tied up. That might come out in the blind spot. Let's pull Alice. Let's see what's going on here with Leo. Immortality. It still just looks to me like the immortality of the love relationship. Huh. Wow, that was mortality that just came out. Let's take a look. It's like conundrum reading. Time is of the essence, but only, you know, when we're talking about your immortality. But we also have mortality on the table. Let's see, one more? Maybe. If not, we'll stop with what we, okay, we won't stop with what we have. That was just, these cards hurt. They're like big and they're like, I don't know, I got like 90-degree angles on these things. Ouch. Let's see what we got. Okay, so the first one that came out was the right way. Learning to create what you desire. And then there's that crown there. So this is what I'm talking about. I feel like somebody is walking away or running away from a situation, maybe because, you know, they're kind of used to this, or this is what they picture when they think of a relationship. The immortality of the situation has nothing to do with love or relationships. It has to do with the hostility that remains after the relationship is over, right? And there is a right way. There's a right way, even if we don't know what it is. We know that it exists, right? And then we have mortality. So, oh, life is brief, bright, beautiful, and yours to live. So this is kind of like the ending so that you can have the beginnings. The resistance might be in the ending. We might, even if this person is gone, we might still be hanging on to the idea of this person, or we might be still hanging on to the after effects of whatever emotional debris they left behind for us. So we may not be consciously holding on to it like, yeah, you know, I still want to feel my pain, but we might not realize that that pain is like holding us back. Just the idea of mortality kind of popped into my head as like, it's weird. It's like the mortality of the relationship that presents itself, or the mortality, you know, the immortality of what I was going to say, the immortality of the relationship that it presents itself, or the immortality of your spirit, maybe. But here we are, especially like a lot of times when we want things to end, and then we're just hanging on to like aspects of it for whatever reason. Maybe we just don't want to forget about something that somebody said to us, because either it was really mean and we don't want to get hurt like that again, or maybe we think that it's a possibility that that person was speaking some sort of truth, and we need to like dive deep and make sure that this person wasn't, you know, just being kind and telling us some ugly truth about ourselves. Again, it doesn't appear like this when they are doing that, right? If somebody comes and they're being kind and they're telling us the truth about ourselves, it looks like this, right? We're getting it confused because we're still stuck on this. We don't even know what the blind spot is yet, and we're already still stuck on like hostilities and being all tied up and painting the roses red, which is perpetuating somebody else's mistake, right? And it looks a little bit too like, if, you know, if this is you knee deep in this waiting for somebody to come, then it's a little bit confusing, right? Like time is of the essence, but not really. We have immortality and then we have mortality, right? We have this like solid person who's holding a heart, and then we're all tied up with these hostilities, right? How can both exist at the same time? Like, how can you have the energy of one and the energy of the other together at the same time? Because it's that allowing, that lack of letting things move forward, right? And again, we might be looking forward to this, but we might be still thinking about this to the point where we're not letting that other thing come forward, which is the same thing as not allowing. It's that painting the roses red. It's like we're moving forward, and, you know, the person we're moving towards wants white roses, and they have white roses, but we're just busy still painting them red because of this past person who wanted red roses, right? That person's gone. Are you tied up, or are they? Because it's probably you. And if they're not gone, they're on their way out with this mortality card here. There are some things in this reading that are going to be mortal. Look at that. Everybody keeps getting that card. I'm just going to go through it, and if nothing else comes out, we'll go with what we have. Everybody's getting your card, Leo. Now you've got your card. So this is full moon in Leo, go wild, the end of a situation, right? What else we got? Wow. So we have new moon in Aries, go for it, right? New moon in Aries is now. I mean, this might come out, you know, in like 5 days or whatever, but that's right now. And then it's going to happen again in April. So right now we're in the middle of new moon in Aries. This might be a timing card for you. And then, so we have go wild and we have go for it. And then we have full moon in Libra, find a balance. So remember how I said, you know, how could you be in both? You have to move, allowing, without being tied up, right? You have to allow the immortality of the new love to come in, while allowing the mortality of the old love to go out. And you have to get back to work in the sense of getting your heart ready for this person that's coming in, if this isn't you. But at the same time, you have all the time in the world to make this relationship last forever. And by last forever, I don't necessarily mean chronologically. I mean, you know, like I said, the immortality of it. I mean, this bad one lasts forever too, unfortunately. But we don't have to live in that. We can live in this if we want, right? They're both kind of there, you know, frozen in time. We can sit with this and have this be our reality, or we can move from it and know that we're, you know, supported. We can actually go into something that's more sturdy and actually be supported there. And then we can get rid of the stuff that we're not sure about. Because this stuff here is kind of like, I mean, we know that there's a right way. We're smart enough to figure out that we're going in that direction. There's some other stuff that we still don't know, though. There's just something, there's a component about this. I mean, unless, you know, that person that's coming towards you is that king of forces and you're the goddess of the moon, it's possible. Or it could be either one. You could be that king of forces and this goddess of the moon can be down here, because I kind of feel like if you know someone's coming, like this is them, and you know someone's coming and you're trying to plan for it and you're like, I went through this and I'm trying to get over this, but you know, this person's coming and you know, we're going to be happy together, that would be one thing. But if you were like, I'm this person, this is me, and this is this, you might not realize that someone's coming. You might not even think you're doing any kind of work to like bring them to you necessarily. You might even think you're doing the opposite. But this card here is telling me that it doesn't matter. It was going to happen on its own anyway, kind of thing. You didn't have to do anything to bring that. Sometimes we want to. Sometimes we want to heal our heart. Like we just kind of get the notion that we need to like step up, like hurry up or whatever, or start the process because we don't want to get, you know, caught off guard when this person shows up, kind of thing. And even if we're not necessarily ready to fully accept that person, we might want to be ready just in case. So there's always that. But again, like if you're that person at the top of the, if this is you and you're like, yeah, that's me, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and then just know that somebody might be coming. Somebody might be coming and you might have to release some stuff in order to make it truly what it's supposed to be, that relationship. Otherwise, you know, I mean, you could end up perpetuating the same mistake as the old relationship if you're not ready. And sure, you can work on it while you're doing it. There's nothing wrong with that, trying to find a balance while you're in it. You just need to be aware that it's going to be constant work anyway. But yeah, if you haven't healed, it's going to be you constantly checking yourself, right? It's going to be you constantly like, how do I respond to this? Okay, I usually say this, but I'm not going to say that. This person is not mean. I'm not going to say that to that person. This person I would have said that to, but this person I'm dealing with doesn't keep me here. They let me talk, so I'm going to go ahead and just tell them what I think, and I'm going to use my heart to do it because I know that I'm safe, kind of thing, right? There's a right way to do this, right? So this painting the roses red is here, this hostilities is here, and this all tied up is here, which tells me that you could go a certain way. Like you could keep going that toxic way if you wanted to. With this mortality card on the table, you could probably end it whenever you want to. Again, we already know that there's a right way, even if we don't know where it is. And we have two encouragement cards, go wild and go for it, right? To just go. Find a balance. Right? And again, we already know that what we're starting with is ideal. We already know that what we're starting with matches us to a certain degree, that we don't have to worry about protecting ourselves from this. Right? Yeah. He's sitting in the forest with a bunch of animals that would usually be fighting with each other, but they're all just serene, hanging out with each other. This one here is by himself and he has a sword. He's just ready to do battle with whatever comes along, right? You know. Well, I can't do anything about it. I don't know how to fix this. Don't be this one. Be this one. Right. And don't paint the roses red for anybody. Do we have everything on the table? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, might be time to pull that blind spot. I hope in the extended it comes out as to which one of you those are, or at least a message for both of you, either the person that's coming to you, if you're this person, or someone else, and if that person is the one that's coming towards you, a message for that as well. Let's see if we can alleviate some of this stuff we're supposed to be getting rid of. The main thing for you, Leo, if you're not going to follow us to the extended, the link will be in the description. We're going to pull a blind spot. But if this is where we split up, just remember that there is a right way to do things, that whatever relationship you're going to have, there is going to be like an immortality component to it. It's the same with all relationships, but when you're going into this relationship, you should think about it more in those terms so that you can, you know, when you're treating it as such, you can realize, you know, when I say that about the immortality of it, the consequences that are linked to it, like when you get out of the bad one and you still have these like lingering effects, you know, when you have a good one, there's lingering effects. So focus on that, especially if you are running away. Let's see what this blind spot is, but then also this allowing card. So remember that it's time to get to work, that you are supported, and then allowing. Because like I said, a lot of times with certain things, that's going to end anyway. Certain things, people are going to come anyway. Even if you're not prepared for it, you didn't see it coming, just make sure you're in that space when you're allowing. And it'll be easier to move into the next phase of it if you are open to love or any kind of relationship. But you know what, Leo, let's pull the blind spot. Let's see if there's anything else holding us back, any other messages that we want to get. If this is your reading, meet us over at the extended. If not, until we meet again.